must have time to gather my will. This is not a battle you can win.
We will fight side by side.
Inescapable doom.
Energize the spheres. Be gone. My champion, energize the spheres. Be gone. My champion, energize the spheres.
I must have time to gather my will.
Be gone.
My mana is spent.
Or at least until the others arrive to challenge me for this realm.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Fussy. Feeling like shit, not gonna lie, and that's why I've been kind of MIA for the last couple of days. But I did make some changes to the build, and I've got it feeling pretty good. As you could see in the clip I just showed you, we just did over 100% Quant, Eater, Deathless. Took some beams to the face, stuff like that. It's looking pretty good. Defenses are feeling solid. I just got them in place, so of course we still don't have any XP yet, but I literally just kind of figured this out. So simply put, what we did since the last time, we have grabbed Oriath's End. Oriath's End gives us Explode. Again, you don't need to have the Explode from Oriath's End. You could just take it from your chest. But I like it from Oriath's End because then it frees up our chest, and I think it's crucial to the defenses. So grab Oriath's End as soon as you can. When you get that, you also want to slot in Blood Rage, and I put Blood Rage in on my Arcanist brand setup. Basically, as soon as I press my Arcanist brand, my Blood Rage goes off, so it's great. You don't again have to do this, but I didn't want to have a bunch of buttons to keep pushing, so I simply just have it on my Arcanist brand, and it cuts down the amount of buttons I have to push. So I grabbed the Oriath's End, which gave us Explode, which then allowed us to take Explode off the chest and Frenzies off the chest with Blood Rage. And by doing this, it allowed us to grab Spore Guard. Now, I did some POBing and some fiddling around with different Skin of the Lord setups. And quite frankly, this is just a better setup. The Skin of the Lords I was looking at was Iron Will, just for like a little bit more damage, but we don't really need more damage. So I thought, meh, no point. I also looked at Unwavering Stance for some stun immunity. So I thought that would be really nice. And I also looked at Wind Dancer because Wind Dancer was providing a pretty nice EHP, but at the end of the day, it's kind of fucky because we all know that as soon as you take that hit, you are now taking increased damage from the attacks. So I just didn't think it would actually prove to be all that good. So what I decided to go for was a Spore Guard, and that's because it gives us a great amount of armor. It gives us an Anoint, which we can then take Graceful Assault with. Graceful Assault gives us increased effect to our Onslaught, which gives us more attack and cast speed, more movement speed, which we were lacking on. Gives us Onslaught on Kill, and that's actually really important because the Onslaught on Kill allows us to take it off the boots. By taking it off the boots, I was able to then use an Essence of Torment and craft the Avoid Being Shocked. And along with the Essence of Torment mod, the Ailment Avoidance Eldritch mod, and then a Shock Avoid on my Abyss Jewel, I am now fully ailment immune, fully elemental ailment immune due to the use of Storm Shroud, which was also added to the build. So these types of things all kind of came together and allowed us to pick up quite a bit of armor, a lot, I wouldn't say a lot, but like a good amount of move and cast speed, which really helped smooth out a lot of the build. And the EHP that we were gaining through Graceful Assault actually ends up beating out quite handedly. I think it was like 7 or 8k more EHP over the Skin of the Lords. So ultimately, I just felt it was a better choice. It's a lot easier to get your hands on these as well. You don't have to fuck around with all the whole gem color thing and corrupted gems and all that nonsense. And then in addition to that, you can easily find some good corruptions. So one of the corruptions I went for was reduced extra damage from critical strikes. And this, I cannot tell you guys how much of a game changer this was. If you can't find a Spore Guard that has this mod on it, like a corrupted one, what I would suggest personally is getting a Determination mod on your Watcher's Eye. So I've looked up the life gain on hit Watcher's Eyes, as well as having the mod for reduced extra damage from critical strikes on Determination. They run around 6 divine, 7 divine. So my suggestion would be, if you can't find the chest for a decent price, go ahead and grab that on your Watcher's Eye, because simply put, 50% reduced extra damage from critical strikes there. I then took 30% reduced on the critical mastery, and I took this wheel here for Sanctum of Thought, which gives us another 30%. So this makes us crit immune. And I have got to tell you, the second I made that change, I just stopped. Like, I've run, a couple maps now, had no problems at all. I ended up doing, what did I die on? It was pretty funny, actually. I died to, I think, the map boss at one point, because I gave him like 4 or 5 altars and just kind of, they hit pretty hard when you do that. So I fucked up. But ultimately, it was really good. For the whole mapping portion, was not dying at all. Like, I was standing and shit. I mean, you just saw in the video, we took a couple beams from Eater. The defenses are just feeling good now. And the movement speed's feeling pretty decent. Got that up to around 115%. Again, that is attributed to the increased effect of Onslaught, but it's also due to the addition of the Brutal Restraint. I chose 3130 Asenath You can look for different combinations. There's all sorts of combinations that give you a mixture of move speed, cast speed, aura effect, all sorts of stuff. So I would just suggest looking for one of those, and that's really going to help out on your move speed and your cast speed and just kind of smoothing out how the build feels. Another thing that I changed was I grabbed the mod on our gloves here. You'll notice it's changed to increase attack and cast speed while focused. So I was able to free up a suffix so that we could take that, and that really helps out with our attack and cast speed, of course. And then I was also able to grab Awakened Controlled Destruction. This one was important because it gives us Unnerve on hit, and so that allows us to actually change the implicit on our gloves to freeze spread. I chose freeze prolif. You can do something else if you like, but I just thought this was amazing because for mapping, it simply can't be beat. Literally everything is frozen immediately, and therefore barely anything really hits us in maps anymore. So it's just really, really, really solid how it's all kind of come together. What are some things we might have missed? Another thing we might have missed here is that I grabbed Divergent Inspiration. So Divergent Inspiration really helped out because obviously it saves on our mana cost. And so I was able to actually spec out of the Dreamer Wheel. I then took one of the points, put it back into the Mastery for reduced mana costs, and then I could end up taking Practice Caster for a little more stun avoidance as well as cast speed and damage. So it was actually really, really nice how it all worked out. We're still level 98. I do plan to continue leveling this guy. We still don't have Nimbus on, so I do have to farm that bad boy out. But once Nimbus is on here, I really do feel like this build will just hit the stratosphere in terms of not only damage, but just how it just generally plays and feels. And yeah, ultimately, that is the update. I don't want to take too much of your time. I definitely don't want to take too much of my time either because I'm slowly dying, guys. But I love you all, and I will see you all soon. And I will be back with more updates on this build. And of course, we'll make some more builds as the league goes on. Anyways, till next time, peace out, and I'll see you all later.